I found out that I was pregnant. Straight away it was positive.
Oh my god.
Surely that's not right. I put a little tiny sesame seed on his hand.
Are you serious?
Everything changed. This is 25 weeks pregnant. My engagement. Ooh, this is so exciting. He was about to get down on one knee and ask me to be his wife. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. You guys probably don't even remember who I am, or you probably don't even watch my channel anymore because I have not posted a video in a solid 6 months, and I'm actually making this video today because I have a lot of things to update you on in my life, and I just feel like in order to start making videos again, I need to fill you guys in on everything that's going on so that we're all up to speed moving forward. So I don't even know where to begin. We've got a few things to address. First of all, I am 6 months pregnant. Crazy, I know. And also, the little elephant in the room on my finger, I am now engaged. Okay, so let's start with my pregnancy journey. I don't even know where to begin with this because I feel like there's so much to update you guys on, but I'm just gonna start from the beginning as if we were besties having a conversation over coffee about the journey so far. So pretty much we moved into this house on the 10th of August, and the following week I found out that I was pregnant. So what happened was that week leading up to finding out I was pregnant, I kept having all of these like weird cramps, and they were sort of like period cramps that I would usually experience just before getting my period. But the difference with these was that my period never came, and every single day I kept experiencing these cramps followed by no period, and I just thought it was really, really strange, but didn't really think any more of it because I just thought I'm getting my period, it will come in the next few days, whatever. Fast forward a few days, I said to Dim that I was actually quite concerned about my female reproductive system and just wanted to get it checked out because my periods in the past have given me the worst period pains ever, and I just wanted to get checked out and make sure everything was okay, especially because I was a little bit surprised that we hadn't actually fallen pregnant yet, because when it came to like contraceptive pill or anything, I wasn't on any of that, and we weren't really preventing any sort of pregnancies or anything like that. So yeah, I was just a bit confused that nothing had really happened yet. Meanwhile, Monday, the 17th of August comes around, and I didn't really know what was going on with my period, all of that. I was a few days overdue by now, and I said to Dim, I'm just going to go to the beach, I'm feeling a bit tired, I'm just going to go lay in the sun for half an hour and get on with the day after that. So I went across to the beach and just had this feeling like in my gut that I needed to come home and take a pregnancy test. So anyways, Dim was on a coaching call when I got home, which was perfect because it just allowed me to go into the bathroom and do my thing. And I kid you not, the second I peed on the stick, I didn't have any time to even put the stick down, cover it up and look away. Straight away it was positive, and I was like, surely that's not right. Like, surely this is just, you know, it's still got to develop. I've got to wait 3 more minutes until the final result is there. Anyways, 3 minutes pass, and there was definitely a positive sign on the pregnancy stick.
Oh my god, I'm shaking. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. What? Pregnant.
So at this stage I was bawling my eyes out, and I wasn't sad in any way, shape or form. I was more shocked that it was actually real because I'd taken so many of these tests before in previous months, and like just nothing had ever come from it. So I never thought it would actually be positive so soon. So I was just so excited, and I really wanted to go and tell Dim, but obviously he was on calls and just wasn't the right time in the morning. I also wanted to go and get another test just to, you know, confirm that the first one was accurate. So I got in the car, went to the supermarket, picked up a different brand of pregnancy test, went home, took the test, and 100% pregnant straight away. There is definitely no stray results here, guys. 2 different brands of tests, and they both literally said pregnant straight away. Oh my god. And I just could not contain my excitement. I really wanted to just go in and tell Dim straight away, but I had to be patient. He didn't have a break in his schedule that day until the afternoon, so it was a few hours of me knowing I was pregnant and not being able to tell him, because I didn't obviously want to distract him from work. So then in the afternoon I said, all right, you've got a bit of a break now, let's go to the beach and go for a walk. So as we were walking on the beach, I told him that I bought him a little something from the supermarket when I went shopping. So I told him to close his eyes and put his hand out, and I put a little tiny sesame seed on his hand, which at the time was the size of our little baby. And he opens his eyes, and I don't know if you guys have seen the video on Instagram or not, I will put it in the next little clip here, but he opens his eyes and was like, what is this? And then I proceeded to tell him that we were pregnant, and I will insert his reaction video here. Okay, open your eyes.
What the f is that?
That's the size of our baby.
Are you serious? Are you serious? Holy shit.
I couldn't keep it a secret any longer.
I'm still in shock.
No,
How did, wait, is it,
it came up straight away when I did it.
when did you do it?
This morning. So as soon as I told Dim, we then came home and were freaking out a little bit because we had no idea what the next stage was. We didn't know how accurate the pregnancy sticks actually were. So I didn't really want to fully believe that I was pregnant until I had a blood test or some sort of confirmation from a doctor. So we actually booked into this really bad bulk billing doctor who was just down the road, and I kid you not, I went in there with Dim and we said, all right, so I took these pregnancy tests, they came up positive straight away, and I'm just here to kind of take that next step and maybe get a blood test or some sort of confirmation from you. And she literally just looked at me and said, look, if you've taken the pregnancy test, they're 100% accurate and the blood test isn't really worth it. And I was just a bit shocked because I thought that obviously to confirm a pregnancy, it was probably a good thing to confirm it a few different ways, especially through a blood examination to make sure that all of my hormone levels and everything were fine as well. But she didn't believe to think so. Instead, she actually spent the whole 30-minute consult just talking to me about miscarriage and really just implying that this might not even work out, you might have a miscarriage, don't get too excited, blah, blah, blah. Which was very hard to sit through, especially for somebody who, you know, has only just found out that they're possibly pregnant, but the doctor doesn't actually want to fully confirm it for you.
Okay.
So after we left the doctor's clinic, we then decided never to go back to her ever again. We got a proper GP who then did a blood test and confirmed the pregnancy was very early on, but was very healthy at the same time. So I thought that I was one of those people who was going to dodge the whole morning sickness thing, because I got to about 7 weeks and I felt totally fine. I had all of my energy, I was working out, I was feeling just so good. And then one day, everything changed, and I kid you not, Dim was cooking dinner on a barbecue that we had just got, and it was the worst smelling thing I have ever smelled in my life. I was sitting on the couch with a peg on my nose, like not being able to breathe. I felt so nauseous, and I just knew that it was here. The whole morning sickness had kicked in, and I was about to go on the ride of my life. And boy, I was not wrong. It was horrible. I pretty much spent from about week 7 up until around week 14 or 15, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, vomiting my guts up. It was horrible. I don't even want to like go into the details because I've just tried to remove that part of the pregnancy out of my mind, but pretty much I couldn't even be in this main area of the house because when it's a really sunny day, it was so bright in here that it actually made my eyes so sensitive and sore that it made me feel so sick. So weird, I know, but also just one of the worst memories ever. I also hated the smell of any food being cooked. I could not stand it. Even if the oven was just turned on to like bake some potatoes, couldn't deal with it. All the sort of food that I normally would eat, like vegetables, super healthy sort of stuff, absolutely hated any idea of that. And pretty much all I wanted to eat for those few weeks or months, should I say, was just my basic nostalgic childhood foods. So we actually had my mum staying with us at the time, so she was just 24/7 on call making Dim and I meals, which was amazing because she was able to create all of my favorite childhood meals that she used to make when I was younger. So I don't know how I actually would have got through this whole journey without her. So anyways, fast forward to about week 16, I started to finally feel way better, and actually started to get my energy back, started to get my appetite back, and started to want to go back to my daily routine, which, you know, I'm still slowly getting back into now. I'm at 25 weeks. So this whole journey has just been a very, very crazy ride. I'm absolutely loving it right now. I wasn't really enjoying it for several weeks or months, but it's fine. I'm slowly now getting up to that exciting part where I get to organize the nursery and all of that fun stuff that comes along with having babies. I also probably should give you guys a little bump update because I haven't even shown you yet, so you guys probably don't even know that I'm pregnant. So this is a little bit of a update. So this is 25 weeks pregnant. I was told by my obstetrician that I probably won't have biggest of bellies because I do have a really long torso and I'm quite a tall human. So yeah, I definitely don't feel as big as other people when they're at this stage, but at the same time, I don't really fit many of my clothes anymore. So yeah, a lot of people are wanting to know if we know the gender, and yes, Dim and I know. We weren't actually going to find out. Well, I didn't ever really want to find out. I wanted it to be a surprise, but Dim was quite keen to know. And I think once we actually got the blood test that gave us the gender result, the doctor gave it to us in an envelope. So we had the choice if we wanted to open it up and find out or keep it as a surprise. And honestly, as soon as we were given the envelope, I just had this overwhelming thing come over me where I just wanted to know what the gender of our baby was. And I think because I was so sick at the time as well, it really helped me make that sort of bond and connection with what I was growing inside of my stomach. And I'm so happy that I found out because honestly, it's helped me develop such a deeper and stronger love for our little human that hasn't even been born yet. Will we be telling anybody? We've told a few friends and family, and that's probably it. We just kind of want to keep it as our little thing, and then we will obviously let people know what we had once we have the baby. But for now, it's gonna have to stay as a little secret for you guys. In terms of baby names, Dim and I are quite slack in this department. I think we're just like those super chill parents. I feel like we're gonna be super chill parents. So no, we haven't really thought of baby names. We've had a few ideas that we've thrown around, but nothing has really stuck. So I feel like in the coming weeks, will definitely start thinking about it seriously. But as well, like a lot of people say, once they actually have the baby and they're looking at it, the name just comes to them. So I feel like we're going to be those sort of parents. A few people also have asked me how I'm feeling about labor and giving birth and all of that. And honestly, I am so excited. Like, you have no idea. I'm so excited. I know it's going to hurt a lot more than I can even imagine right now. But at the same time, I feel like I'm one of those people who's really good at tapping into my mindset and looking at the positives in every single situation. So I'm definitely going to be doing a hypnobirthing course with Dim, and hopefully that will give us a few different ideas and ways to approach the labour. But yeah, I'm just going to go in there hoping for the best and for a safe, healthy and natural birth, and we'll see what comes of it. I honestly don't know. Nobody really knows at this stage what's going to happen. So the only thing that we can do is just go in there with a positive mindset and know that at the end of those several hours of pain, we have a little bundle of joy that we get to love for the rest of our life. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be worth all the pain. It's totally fine. I'm here for it. Give me the challenge. Moving on to my second little announcement, which is my engagement. So, this is so exciting because I actually haven't really shared this story on Instagram or with many people at all. So it's kind of like the first time I'm really telling you guys. Where do I begin? Okay, maybe I'll just start with where we met originally and kind of go through our story. So Dim and I, we matched on Tinder 4.5 years ago. So we were talking for quite a few months before we ever even met in person. He had just moved over from Hobart and we used to have the best conversations ever. We would literally keep each other up till like 2 a.m. just talking about everything in life, and like we'd kind of go a lot deeper in our conversations than the general conversations that normal people would have if they're just chatting to someone on a dating website. So I sort of knew then that there was something a lot more special about him as an individual than anyone that I'd ever spoken to ever before. But I was one of those people that was too scared to meet up with somebody in person because I just didn't know what his intentions were, and like if it was just too good to be true or if he was genuinely the sort of guy that I thought he was. So I had just started a personal training course and he had just moved from Hobart to the Gold Coast, and I said to him, you should do the PT course that I'm doing because it aligns a lot with what you're doing in terms of your soccer coaching. So little did I know, he actually took it seriously and signed up to the PT course, and he started 2 weeks behind me. So he actually came into the class a few weeks later. And yeah, the first time we ever met was when he walked into class, and he was late, might I add you, and nothing has ever really changed in that department. But yeah, he came into the class, he sat down next to me, we got on like a house on fire, and it pretty much just went from there. A few weeks later, we were officially in a relationship, and then like a week after that, we had told each other that we loved each other, and then pretty much a week after that, we had moved in together. So it was very, very quick. But honestly, I couldn't imagine it any other way. Like, it's just been the best and the most fun, and I love him so much. So that's our little love story. So pretty much this whole time we'd been talking about engagement and weddings and getting married and having families and all that sort of stuff. But it just wasn't quite the right timing. And yeah, then midway through this year, he decided to get some help from a few of his clients who actually run a proposal business, which is amazing because I'm pretty sure they're the reason why he was able to pull this whole thing off. If it wasn't for their help, yeah, who knows? I'm pretty sure I would have found out everything before he actually proposed to me. And mind you, all of this was going on whilst I was going through that first trimester of morning sickness, or like all day sickness. So my mind was just like not even thinking about any sort of proposal, anything like that. I didn't ever really think it would come around so soon, because obviously to us, we knew that we wanted to spend our life together anyways. So being engaged or not really didn't matter to me. I just knew that he was my person, and it didn't matter if we had a ring to tie the knot or not. So on Saturday, I believe it was the 14th of November, we went for a really nice picnic down at the beach. And for pretty much our entire relationship, I've been saying to Dim, I really love beach picnics and I really want to go on one sometime soon. But for some reason, in the whole 4.5 years we've been together, we hadn't really got around to doing that yet. So he said to me, hey, look, it's been a pretty rough trimester for you. Let's go down, have a beach picnic and just enjoy the afternoon. So of course I was like 100% I'm down for that. We went and bought a few yummy nibbles and everything, and then proceeded to go down to the beach, which, might I add, in this little section here, that I found it quite strange that before our little beach picnic, Dim proceeded to say that we needed to take a shower and get ready and put on a nice outfit for a beach picnic. Anyways, I just did what he said because I was excited that he was organising my little dream beach picnic. So I just went with the flow. Anyways, we got in the car, we drove down to a really nice little picnic spot, and we set up our little campsite for the afternoon. And then this whole time he was just acting so incredibly nervous. Like, he would not eat any of the food, he wouldn't have any of his drink, he couldn't really look at me in the face. He kept kind of like looking at his phone and just like slightly hiding it and, you know, texting, and then he'd like look up in the bushes, and I'm just like, mate, like, let's just chill down and like enjoy our picnic together. So then about 20 minutes into our picnic, he then says, hey, let's just leave all the food here, which like none of it had been eaten at this point, which was so not like us. He said, let's leave everything here and just go for a walk down to the water. And I was like, okay, we can do that. I was like, well, let me just cover up the food before we go. He's like, no, just leave it. Let's get up and go. And I was like, okay, chill. So we got up, and as we stood up, he kind of just stood there for a moment. And I'm like thinking, are we gonna go for a walk, or like, are we just gonna stand here and look at the ocean? Because if we're gonna stand here and look at the ocean, I'd much rather sit down and eat the food. And then he proceeded to put his arm around me and start talking about when we first met and everything that we'd been through in our relationship. And this is when everything just started to click in my mind that he was about to get down on one knee and ask me to be his wife. And then I started to cry a lot. I remember I was just so like happy that I was just crying so much. And yeah, then he got down on one knee and asked me to marry him, and it was just the best thing ever. I never really thought I would be one of those people who would cry as I was getting proposed to, but honestly, like, the tears just kept coming out and coming out and coming out, and I was just so happy and so blessed to be able to call him my fiance from that moment onwards. And yeah, we then were finally able to sit down and enjoy our picnic. He would finally eat some food, have a drink. We enjoyed just listening to music for the rest of the afternoon. And yeah, it was just the most beautiful proposal ever. So that is our engagement story. In terms of weddings and all of that, haven't even given it any thought. We have sort of spoken about when we want to get married, but at the same time we just want to have the baby first and figure out how to do life with a newborn before we even start organizing any sort of weddings and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much a summary of everything that's happened in the last 6 months with me. It's been a crazy wild ride. This year I'm really wanting to just focus on sharing more of my journey and my life and all of that. I feel like I say this in pretty much every single video that I make, but you guys got to give me some slack. It's been a pretty rough 6 months, to say the least. But fresh year is upon us and a lot of exciting things are happening this year. So I'm just wanting to document as much of that as I can for you guys. And we'll just see where the year takes us. So anyways, I hope you guys are well. I hope you have a great day, week, year. and I will chat to you in my next video. Bye.